Hey, good morning. Welcome to Integrative Preparedness and maybe American Reversion if I decide to put it over there. I don't usually keep tracking on the same subject for a while, and especially those things that kind of daily, day to day occurrences. But I do want to say something else about this assassination, this so-called assassination attempt against Trump, this second one, because things just aren't adding up. And something occurred to me uh, about what they might try uh, that I don't think most people have thought about. And it could really throw things to a mess. Now let me just throw out a couple of things about this latest thing down at Trump International. Um, things just don't add up to me. Um, it was supposed to be. Um, this wasn't on his schedule. And I don't know how far ahead his schedule is done. It was kind of impromptu. They just decided to go out and play golf. Hannity has said that whoever that other guy is, Witsit, or I don't know what his name is. Hannity has said that he was invited to go with them, but begged off, and because he's not a very good golfer, and and I don't know that he has said when they asked him whether it was that morning or the day before or whatever. Now the weird thing is that this moron, whatever his name was, the proposed assumed shooter, because he never shot, was in his little hidey hole uh, for almost 12 hours before they discovered his presence, his rifle barrel sticking through a chain link fence. Um, so he was up there like since just after midnight, and he stayed there for 12 hours. So he knew that Trump was going to be there, which means that somebody else told him Trump was going to be there. Who has access to Trump's calendar? Who has access to, maybe if it wasn't on his calendar, just kind of knowing uh, what Trump has planned to do over the next 12 to 48 hours. Okay, so somebody told him. Now, I think there's a good chance that it was somebody in Trump's camp. There it could be somebody that works at the resort. It could also be somebody in the Secret Service. This could all be some Secret Service scam. Another thing that doesn't really fit with me is that supposedly this advanced Secret Service agent who was going ahead to the next hole, and I looked at it. Maybe you have too on Google Earth. I looked at the layout of the golf course where the hole was that Trump was playing at the time, and where this guy was discovered. And he could not see Trump from where Trump was. Now the thing is, had Trump continued on to the next hole, he wouldn't have been 300 to 500 yards away from him. He would have been a matter of a couple of 100 feet. Okay. I heard a couple of people came on yesterday and said that it wasn't an AK, it was an SKS. Okay, see, these things don't matter, guys. Let's stay off of this little nitpicking things. It doesn't matter. Um, and yeah, I mean, from what I understand, now, I'm not a Russian rifle guy, but from what I understand, SKS is more uh, accurate at longer distances than an AK. Okay, but the thing is, AK, okay. But the thing is, by the time from his position, from the little sniper hole, it was only going to be a couple of 100 feet if Trump had gotten up on the green. Okay. So this advanced Secret Service guy, who's walking the hole ahead, he sees a rifle barrel sticking through a chain link fence. Okay, that doesn't make any sense at all to me. Why would the guy stick it's a rifle barrel, through the chain link fence. Trump wasn't in sight yet. It wasn't like he was taking aim, right? Why? And so seeing the rifle barrel, this Secret Service agent dumps a bunch of rounds into that position. Now, I don't know what the Secret Service protocol is, but for crying out loud, do you start firing if you don't see your subject? And beyond that is a street. Now, so they say that he didn't hit. Apparently he, well, no, because they caught the guy who supposedly is the sniper. And I got my doubts about that too. So they didn't hit him, which means that that Secret Service agent's rounds went somewhere. They go across the street. They go through traffic. They go into the parking lot of the county jail that's right across the street. So do you shoot at something? Does the Secret Service violate the basic firearm safety protocols of keep your finger off the trigger until you've acquired your target? Be aware of your target and what's beyond it? Does this not apply to them? It seems to me not. Now, there are going to be some who will say, and I want to say right here, I've worked with the Secret Service. I was not intimately involved with the Secret Service. They seem like a bunch of guys back in the 70s. Okay, I don't know. Do they just start firing if they see a gun barrel? And was he sure it was a gun barrel? You see, I mean, I've been in these situations to where people say things afterwards to make their story look better. I don't know. And if he starts firing at that position, well, I'll just leave it there. Okay, I'll just leave it there. There's more, but just too much in this doesn't make sense. And then, like I mentioned yesterday, some citizen just happens to be driving by and takes a picture of him, I don't know, running out of the trees and then gets a picture of his license plate. Okay, now if they see him running out of the trees, if a motorist sees him running out of the trees, why do they think that's unusual? Unless they see him running out with a rifle. I get that. Most people wouldn't take a picture of that or a video. But if they do, I mean, pretty much, they're traveling. And then what do they do in order to get the license plate of his vehicle? I see a lot of this. I would have some real questions about this. I would just say that. Because in a situation like that, things happen fast. Things are very fluid. People don't usually, take pictures of things like this. But somehow in this case, they did. Now, if they can't get Trump, and I'm going to tell you something that occurred to me. If I was a writer, if I was going to write a book, I might write a book like this. It would be a thriller, a political thriller. And they've already tried. So, should I stay back? There's somebody in the Secret Service. I'll tell you right now. Somebody's in the Secret Service. They need to take a look at. So if I was going to write this political thriller, I would say that they had made a couple of attempts on one candidate. Maybe the second attempt wasn't a serious attempt, but was just to get his followers riled up. Okay? And then they knew that that candidate's opponent was such a worthless, useless, word salad candidate that they had no chance of winning. Now, I mean, I think they've got a chance of winning, but but they were starting to feel like, oh, we're taking a big chance here. Our candidate might not win. So what do we do? Well, let's take out our candidate. Are you all following me here? Okay. I know I'm speaking obliquely simply because I don't want for my words to be able to be taken and turned into something else. Let's take out our candidate. Now, how, and why should we do that? Well, you see, I looked up the rules about what happens if a candidate dies before an election. And the Democrat rules say that the Democrat National Committee, with the advice and consent, something like that, of Democrat congressional leaders, would choose another candidate. Interesting, right? Interesting. These are the party. This is the party of the choosers. Not let the people choose, but the choosers. And so they set up to have their own candidate taken out. Imagine what happens then. And maybe they wait until the week before the election, when it's a time crunch. Okay, we've had a lot of people say they're not going to allow an election, and I've said, well, yeah, there's going to be an election, but in this case, let's think about this. So about Halloween, October 31st, November 1st, they're in somewhere. They take out their own candidate. Well, a couple of things happen. It inflames their side. And of course, the opponent is blamed, right, and all their people, because the opponent's supporters are Nazis and bitter clingers and things like that. And now, we're about as close to a civil war. BLM, Antifa, everybody out there, all pro-Palestinians, everybody out there is yelling and screaming for blood. And they're yelling and screaming for the blood of the candidate that they weren't able to take out, or that they acted like they tried to, and all of their supporters. And now there's a mad hustle. What to do? There's not time for them to choose. They can't elevate their vice president into the position because he's such an idiot. And now, can we even have an election? That would be one scenario. And that would probably be as close to a civil war as I can see happening. And that thing would light it up and start it off. And probably after that, there would be no chance of any coming together. for those, I have no, no, I'm not one of these come together people. Compromise with evil is evil. So, and they think we're evil too. So we have reached an impasse. We know they're evil. They think we're evil. There's no coming together on that. It probably does have to reach a point of division. Okay? Irreconcilable differences, right? And so, can there be there can't be. There would not be able to be an election at that time. So then they postpone it? Did they just postpone it? Can you imagine the mess that would be going on then? And then, because who is still president, Sloppy Joe is still president. Well, now he lights it off in Ukraine. That could happen. I know it's a reach, right? But how often have you seen the latest conspiracy theory become true? Anyway, those are my good morning thoughts to start this Tuesday morning. I'll probably come back later on today if I have a chance and talk really about what I was going to talk about today, and that is your family is in great danger. But your family could be in great danger if this happens too. So, those are my thoughts. I'll get back to you and talk a little bit later. I'm almost caught up with signing books and sending out mugs. I want to get that done because I have other things to let you all know about, but I can't do that until I get caught up on this stuff. So you all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow, and that America needs a reversion or something. It needs all of us to be a part of it. You all have a good day. I'll talk to you later.